Kyrie, he just seems centered and in a really good place right now, and it shows on the floor. He has 6 30-point games this postseason. The only Mav with more in a playoff run are Luka and Dirk Nowitzki. Coming into this, Stephen A., I don't know that Kyrie is thinking about his legacy overall, but winning a title, I'm not sure. He told me that there weren't really times he doubted he'd be back here, but there are times I think all of us wondered whether he'd be back on this stage. What would winning another title do to the way that we discuss legacy in Kyrie Irving?
Well, what would happen is that it will solidify the resurgence back to the game of basketball. You know, I know for one thing, I haven't been interested in talking about anything about Kyrie Irving but basketball because he's been that spectacular. And the way that he's worked on his game and himself, he's earned the right for us to ignore all the mistakes that he made and move forward. Not ignore it like it didn't happen, but look, that was the past. We all make mistakes. None of us are flawless, okay? Yep. And he's out here and he's balling at a very elite level. He walked into the conference finals in the first quarter of those games, before the conference finals, scoring, averaging 1.6 points per game, 19 points in 12 games. And then Anthony Edwards opened his mouth, and then Kyrie went berserk in game 1 and hasn't stopped. And we know what he's done in the second half. He's a closer, he's a finisher, he's spectacular. He's one of the elite talents this game has ever seen. And now to have this stage where Boston is clearly the favorite, a former team of his, to show back up here in this environment, if he pulls it off, we're going to talk about him and he's reminded the world he's a champion. And that's what this is all about.
Yeah, the biggest thing about legacy, you never think about it when you're playing. You're just trying to win. You're trying to do it for your teammates, and legacy follows. And something with him, where he is right now, his energy, he's peaceful, and that's a dangerous thing when you're looking at Kyrie Irving. Especially here, it's going to be a hectic environment at A Garden. It's not the Garden. The Garden's in New York, but legacy follows, and a peaceful Kyrie Irving is dangerous.
Forget legacy, how about resume?
Yeah, pretty good.
You win 2 championships and put you in different company. The greats in this sport, so many of them have more than 1 championship. You know, I know a player that he identifies with, Isaiah Thomas, often compared to from a previous generation, has 2 of them, has more trips to the finals. It's resume building. He's still a young enough man to do this now and again.
I think this guy's legacy is pretty solid. Some people say he hit one of the biggest shots in NBA Finals history. I don't know what they were talking about. I don't know when that happened or who that was against. But I'll tell you what, this guy's a champion already. He was part of a great comeback. They earned that championship in 16. He was dominant. Go back and look at his numbers in the finals. Not in the finals they won, just in the finals they lost. His shooting percentage, what he did. Klay Thompson be draped all over this guy, and he was making the craziest shots. He's one of the most talented players we've ever seen. But it's about winning championships, and if he wins another one, it does change things for his legacy.
He told me that he is now at peace, and when he is at peace, he plays his best basketball. That should be very dangerous to other teams. Kristaps Porzingis is taking the floor. Fans are loving it, donning a Bill Walton shirt, which is a wonderful touch here from the Boston Celtics.
Wanna try to boast at what I look like. Try to wear I pull up all brains. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's NBA over here,